here.
Thank you, Ron. Very honored to be here today, especially to watch the fight. But Montes, after knocking out Chavez, it should be a great fight.
Okay, hang on, folks. We're going to ringside, and Marty, we're going to see a great fight coming up right now.
This is the main event of the evening, 10 rounds. In the black corner to my left, he's wearing gold trunks with blue trim from Culiacan, Sinaloa. 15 professional bouts, 11 wins, 4 losses, 7 wins by KO at 139, Tomas, Chavez. In the white corner, out of Whittier, California, ranked number 6 by the WBC, 28 wins, 2 losses. He's dedicating this bout to his new daughter and little Eddie from the Eastside Boxing Club at 138, John Huito Montes.
Before I start commentating on the fights, I want to know why Gonzalez don't have to wear a tuxedo like I said. I know he's better looking than this, but I don't know why he can't wear a tuxedo.
Are you going to answer that, Paul?
I'll answer it. I left it in the cleaners.
Yeah.
In the cleaners.
Well, that's a good answer for somebody to mistaken John with Herman. It's okay.
I know I made a mistake. They both look alike. I just forgot the height.
That's okay. Montes is coming off a knockout too, so it's okay. I call this Curiosity Night tonight, folks. We really have to watch John. He's had 30 fights on paper. He looks like a tremendous puncher and fighter, and she looks like he should really go through Tomas Chavez. But there are a lot of guys that have thought that way before. Tomas Chavez, the last time he was here, they had the promising Harry Arroyo here. And Harry Arroyo came in. They were looking for bigger and better things and had to get off the deck to stop this guy in the 9th round. I had the pleasure of refereeing that. I also had the pleasure of working with Chavez one other time, is when he fought with a young fighter out here, Louis Lloyd. Now, Louis Lloyd was looking for a fight with Camacho coming up after his fight with Chavez. Chavez came in on very short notice, and with the pleasure of refereeing that fight, ironically, Chavez just gave Lloyd the worst beating he could before he just collapsed. Just collapsed. And so, anything is possible tonight.
As we said, we're here with Paul Gonzalez, a very proud young man, and he said he took his tux to the cleaners, and I'm sure John Montes is like to put Tomas Chavez to the cleaners here early if he can, and let the crowd, the Olympic Auditorium, go home early with a smile on their face. Of course, he's the crowd favorite. Should be a good fight, scheduled for 10. Plenty of time remaining now. Paul, of course, you yet have had your first pro fight and experienced the amateurs. You see a fighter such as John Montes right here, got the Tomas Chavez, had him for a second against the ropes. What would you try to do this man early in the round here?
Well, mainly what I'll probably do, I'll just box and just try to figure him out, because you can never tell if a fighter's cold or not. So it's not easy just to go out there, for instance, what Tommy Hearns did against Marvin Hagler. Something like that, he should have never done that. He should have used his boxing abilities.
Well, let me ask you a question. Don't sometimes you find that if you're taking your time and pacing, you kind of give a little confidence to the other fighter when he comes across the ring and want to charge the fight?
Well, when a fighter does that, when you do take your time, you have to then again gain some respect by standing down, keeping your grounds, and letting them know that you're going to take your time and you're going to respect them a little, but you're not going to respect them that much.
Less than a minute remaining here. Round number 1, scheduled for 10. John Montes, Huito Montes, out of Whittier, California. Young man ranked number 6 in the world. He lost in that quick 1-round fight with Hector Camacho, as a lot of fighters done. A lot of people said that was an unlucky punch, or lucky, either way you want to look at it, and also lost to a very close decision by 1 point to Helmer Kempe.
Which I'm noticing Chavez doing, he's kind of, setting things up and trying to catch Montes right over that jab. Montes throws out a nice little jab, but it's kind of low. It looks like that Chavez is waiting to counter with a right hand over it. There he goes.
20 seconds remaining. That's all the time in round number 1. And so far, Tomas Chavez done a very respectable job here as Montes trying to size him up for the later rounds. We're coming to the close of round number 1 here, scheduled for 10.
Well, just like a fighter that he is, when the bell rang, I looked over at Paul, he took a deep breath like he just went 3 rounds. I don't know. How do you feel when you go back to the corner, King? Even whether you're an amateur or pro, Paul, try to tell us what you expect when you come back to the corner. Do you listen to all the instructions, or the best thing they can do is help you get ready for the next round with little constructions?
Well, usually what you do is you go back to listen what you have to listen to. And then again, you have to look at the round that you just fought and try to come out with different combinations. So in other words, when you're stepping back to the corner, you think of the new combinations to come out with because you know the fighter's going to come right after you this round. The reason for that is because he basically figured that he felt you out during the first round. And then the second round, he's going to open up a little more.
You fight, excuse me.
A lot like a chess game, right, buddy?
Well, what it is, it's...
Your train of thought there, Marty. You started to say, you guess it is. You're going.
Well, I try to say it's like a chess game, but really, when you're a main event fighter, I think what you have to do, your game plan has to be set. You have to know the fighter you're going to fight. It's not like the amateurs, you get the luck of the draw or something like that. You've got to know what you're going to do. You've got to go in there and do it. And what I try to say from a corner point of view is that many times when you come back to the corner, now's not the time to learn to fight. Just maybe pick up a few little mistakes you're making and correct them, but you can't teach somebody to fight right in the corner there.
Montes has to get on track here. Just to start things, the second round of action. Montes in the blue, and the yellow trunks and blue stripes. Chavez, Tomas Chavez. Montes, I'm sure, would like to get on the KO road here once again. Levels him up with a good left-right combination. Going to the bite. Great left hand lands right on the jaw of Tomas Chavez, and he blinked a bit on that one. Almost put him down. Goes to the body, and Montes is a good puncher to the body. Paul, you like to get them to the body early and get them to drop the hands and go to the head later on?
Well, what you do is you mainly try to work up and down to try to confuse the fighter. If you go too much to the body, he's going to figure your pattern out. And then later on, he's going to start working to the head while you go into the body. It's best just to work up and down to try to confuse him as much as possible.
What Paul said is very true. In fact, that appears to be John's Montes' game plan. He sees the guy, got his hands up, so he's trying to drop the hands to the body, hoping to drop a left hook and get him to drop that left hand or that right hand a little bit so he can counter with his own left and right over his hands. Right now he's going to have a problem if he tries to go to the head too much because the guy's got his hands up.
Montes, we saw him at the weigh-in, of course, this morning as they're exchanging punches in the center of the ring, and I asked him what he would eat before his bout here this evening. He said he was very, very hungry, and he told me a burrito, a couple of tortillas, and a couple of enchiladas. Do you believe that?
You don't really believe
Did I lie? Did I lie?
Paul just almost fainted there. He wants to know who's been telling him what to eat all this
More
time.
like some steak and eggs, right, Paul?
Something like that. More carbohydrates.
No burritos, huh?
No burritos.
Oh, me, oh, my.
At 106 pounds, they got to put rocks in his pocket.
Tomas Chavez in the yellow, coming right back at him, and Rico Montes, he'd like to get a big ringer tonight for us. All his friends here delivering on the tournament. Tomas Chavez, who had a royal on the deck, we hear, records is fighting for his life right now, coming back on Rico Montes, and he's got to be careful. Maybe the dawn before the storm here.
Well, just watch out. Chavez just hit him with a right hand, and he saw him hit him, and he flinched a little bit. Now, Chavez has been around a little bit. He found a little bit of a mistake that Montes is making, and I think he's going to try to parlay that into a couple of strong, solid right hands. I tell the viewers to watch the right hand of Chavez.
Montes is being very aggressive there momentarily, and Chavez coming right back at him. Both these gentlemen train out of the Main Street gym area. Chavez living in Tijuana, and Montes in Whittier. Paul, you expect to soon be turning pro?
Yes, I'll be turning pro maybe in June, hopefully. Mother Nature told me to take a break after 10 years, and I'm taking her advice. I mean, during the Olympic Games, I fought with a broken hand, also tore tissues in my right elbow. Injury that I suffered that I needed a rest from, and I took Mother Nature's advice, and I'm just waiting.
Give him a second look here of Chavez and Montes going at it.
I hope they caught that in the replay, that right hand. Well, he didn't call the left hook by Montes, but in the same round, Chavez hit him with a right hand, and it made Montes sit back and respect him a little bit. Looking good.
Just the start of round 3. Montes in the blue, Chavez in the yellow trunks, and it looks like he's got a puffy right eye, or am I not seeing things?
He got a little abrasion right on the brow, a little bit below the brow. It's not affecting him in any way at this point.
Jim O'Neill with a great handheld camera shot. He's ringside right above us in the neutral corner. Always does a respectable, great job out there.
They sure make us look good, don't they? When they do those things for us.
Got that right. Looking in the center of the ring and seeing these two warriors going at it reminds me about a year or so before the Olympics. We were very honored over at Glendale to have this young man, Paul Gonzalez, box an exhibition fight with Hector Lopez. And we understand that Hector Lopez, who was a medal winner for Mexico, living in Glendale, he broke his leg recently.
Yep, sparring in a training session. Step back, put a little pressure on his wrong foot. The ankle turned, and it's kind of like a hairline fracture. Young career like that, you take your time, you let it heal. He's undefeated as a pro.
Good exchange in the center of the ring. So far, Paul, as you watch the action, do you expect anything, any trends going on here?
Well, the way I see is Montes' punches are more crisper. Not only that, but on Chavez, he seems to be waiting a lot. His timing is a little off. Montes is kind of countering him a lot. What I do have to say is that Montes has to keep his hands up because you can't get careless with any fighter. Never underestimate a fighter, no matter how he comes in the fight.
Especially with Tomas Chavez, he does have excellent punching power.
Yes, he does.
Coming a bit wide, as you said, much crisper punches thrown by Montes.
Relating to Chavez's punch man, after the last 4 fights, he has 3 knockout wins.
And relating to the word Huito, what does that mean in Spanish?
Huito, like, to me.
Well, you didn't have to be a linguist to know what that was, did you, buddy?
Yeah, no.
I guess I showed my stupidity. Oh, good left hand thrown by Montes. Lefts and rights again, and Montes on the attack now. I believe he thinks he's got him a bit underhand, and look at the wild punches being thrown by Tomas Chavez. Montes getting warmed up here in a hurry. Stands 5'8". As likewise does Tomas Chavez, 5'8".
I think Huito ought to just take another round to work to the body, and I think he'll find that he's able to counter to the head and be much more effective. And as Paul said, I think he put in a good point that you got to stop dropping that left hand after a jab.
Montes has 21 knockouts in his 28 fights. He's only lost 2. So Kempe and Camacho.
This fight ends in a quick knockout, which we only just saw a good solid right hand by Montes. I want to tell you, Paul, we go back a long way. I was refereeing your fights when you're a 9, 10-year-old kid and had a running nose and your pants and your shirt tails hanging out, but you really become a credit to society, to the United States, and Case's programs. I want to tell you it was an honor to be associated with you, and you're what makes boxing so wonderful. And I think the AMA ought to look like people like you and see what the credit it does to boxing.
Well, thank you very much, champ. I do hope they do look at us.
4th round, 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Probably a second here. We like to say a special hello and help you people can send your cards or letters. You can send them right here to the Olympic Auditorium. Special get well to Mickey Davies. He's been under the weather a while, and he's a great promoter, great friend of all the boxing people. Mickey Davies, send your cards and letters to the Olympic Auditorium. Oh, some knockouts there. Tomas Chavez rolling around and trying to get up, and he's wobbly here as Willie Jordan's counting. He's going to take a standing 8, and he sees a bullet. He's stopping the fight right now. He's stopping in round 4, 1:55 to go, 1:56 on the clock.
Well, it was a good solid left hook. This young man wants a fight, but the referee's making a smart decision. Anytime you get a fighter that gets up at 6'7", is still weaving, what are you going to do for him if you let him go back? Let him take 2 solid punches from a strong fighter? I mean, he's tried, he showed the best he can, and it's just not good enough for a person like Huito Montes.
Well, John Montes did it right here, 1:56 in the 4th round. A great fight here. We get a second look at it coming up. Chavez in the yellow. Watch his quick punch.
But he throws it right, but it's the left hook. It's the left hook that's going to get him.
Right hand full on the left, and down goes Tomas Chavez, and he's going to go down as he wobbles around and barely gets up for the count. But the referee, Rudy Jordan, stopping it very properly here. The Olympic Auditorium in downtown Los Angeles. Once again, we want to thank Paul Gonzalez for sitting in this main event with us. Let's go ringside for the final announcement.
The winner in 104 of round number 4 by knockout, John Huito Montes.
John Montes.